What are the two places in ancient Athens which look most like a theatre? Well, the theatre and also the Nix. And the Nix is where the assembly met. The up to 10,000 citizens would assemble in an area, and there would be a platform and people would speak. And who is that going to advantage? It's going to advantage the articulate, it's going to advantage the self-assertive and the power-hungry. And that's passed down to us in our modern democracy, because our modern democracy is a democracy of theatricality. We vote for people who entertain us, because if they don't entertain us, we never get to hear about them. And that really matters for our democracy. It really matters for the way we govern ourselves. Let me give you an example of why. In Austria, in 2017, they held an election, and they also did a survey of 1,000 people chosen at random, a sample of ordinary everyday folks. And they asked those people to identify the most important thing that the government should focus on in its next term. And the answer came back fairly clearly. They wanted them to focus on education. Do you think the election was about education? No, because education is not entertaining. The election was about immigration, and people could get themselves very worked up, and they could go fight between left and right, and as a result, the election ended in a particular way. In East Belgium, they have a standing citizen jury deliberating on what they want their politicians to focus on. And what do you think they talked about? Well, one of the things that happens with this citizen jury is that it doesn't often get covered in the papers. People don't know that much about it, because the things it wants to focus on are things of everyday significance for people, real problems, but not necessarily very entertaining or divisive problems. So in the first year that this citizen jury sat, it conducted an inquiry into working conditions of people working in care homes. A pretty prophetic thought the year before COVID. The next one was how to achieve inclusive education. The next, how to make sure we have digital inclusion. How to achieve affordable living for all was the next one. So we live in a government of theatricality. And if we could learn ways for politics to be more boring, we would get much, much better government.